Okay, today's class is probably going to be the most, well, not class, but rather just lesson tutorial. It's probably going to be the most important lesson in the entire series so far. I keep talking about having to draw in the page rather than on the page. If you want to draw on the page, I mean, this is drawing on the page. You're just drawing a bunch of flat shapes. They don't go into or out of the tablet. They don't go into or out of the canvas. And what I've done is, well, I mean, I've purposefully, like, I'm not showing you the screen capture right now because I want you to see how I see things. Right now, I'm looking at everything through the video camera. This is a lot harder because I'm not able to look using my own eyes. I gotta rely on the little tiny viewfinder on this camera. It's pretty bad. And it's like I say, when you look inside a tablet, when you look inside a picture, you have to imagine, what if, this screen was not just a flat screen, but rather an empty room? And there's the illusion right there. We're in the business of making illusions. And you have to be able to sense as if it's, a three-dimensional room that you can go and place things inside. So, this is an important skill. The ability to sense things as if it's, three-dimensional. Now, whenever I draw, I don't just stare at my own pen, right? What happens is every time I draw a pen, I have to be aware of the edges of this tablet. I have to be aware of the rest of the world around this tablet. I have to realize that, hey, look, there's wires up here. There's a tablet over here at the side. There's all these other things that are going on around my drawing surface. And whenever I'm drawing any of these lines, in here, I have to be spatially aware of all these other lines around me. It means that although my eyeballs may be pointing at this one spot, my attention is focused on different key points, different key corners and landmarks, around where I'm looking. So I don't know. I don't know if there's a technical term for that. To be looking in a direction where your eyeballs aren't pointed. But if there isn't such a term, then I'll make one up right now on the spot. And that means if you're staring at here, but you are mindful, you are aware of this point up here. You're basically, although your eyeballs are pointed there, you are targeting this spot. You're staring here, you're targeting these other spots. And these spots are sitting off to the side of wherever it is your eyeballs are pointing, wherever it is that your pen might be. Then you have to target these other things that are offside. So I'm going to call this skill, this technique, offside targeting. And you have to use offside targeting in order to be aware of things that are going on around, the one point of your stylus. You can't be focused. I mean, you might be staring at one spot, but you have to use your offside targeting of other things. Now, here's another thing. Whenever I draw one point, if I draw, this corner down here, I will have to offside target that corner. I'll have to offside target these other corners. Anytime my eyeball or my pen moves up here, I will have to shift my offside targeting to the opposite corner. So, if I draw this line going down, I may start here, but I will offside target where I have to get to. And once I get there, I will have to offside target back to compare to see if what I'm doing is right. This whole thing, it even works for real life objects. So take for example this battery. I'm going to have to offside target the top of that battery when I draw the bottom, right? So although my mouse and my stylus is down here, the top of the battery is up there. So I have to offside target. I might be looking at my stylus, but I'm offside targeting the top of the battery in order to draw its reflection. This is probably the one thing I haven't explained in any of my tutorials in very many of my tutorials is what direction I'm looking and what direction my attention is. I've never had a term for offside targeting until now. So there, I've gone and I've drawn a reflection of the battery. Of course, my line work has gone to hell because I can't see through my own eyes. I have to look through this little puny camera viewfinder. Oh God, it's really bad on my neck too. Ouch. Okay. And same thing here with this digital timer. This is the original timer used for 10-minute drawing techniques. I'll have to offside target this corner. Also, I'm drawing down here. I'll defocus my eyes somewhat. I have to figure out where that corner is. Same thing, this entire edge, I'll have to offside target it. In fact, I'm probably going to offside target that corner over there, figure out where it is. And as luck would have it, it probably sits somewhere behind this battery. I don't know, that looks about right. Maybe a little further up. And now you see, when I have these 2 points, I might look at one point, but I will offside target the other side. Same thing, when I look at this corner, I'll offside target. So you have to offside target opposing corners from wherever you're looking. Your eyeballs may be pointed at one thing. Your eyeball should be pointed at the thing that you're trying to draw because you'll need that visual acuity. But you need to offside target the other relationships in the drawing. No, that was bad. I have to That's one of the other reasons I can evaluate a drawing and tell if I'm off is through my offside targeting. Alright, so now that I have these two things, I better just maybe mark the placement of this. Okay, so yeah, that's good enough. Now it's a matter of figuring out the colors. So I've got these two. I'm going to paint the green because I always like to paint back to front. So here's the color palette down here. I think that's about right. Yeah, it looks okay. Go straight down. Since my ceiling is bright, I'm going to have to choose something similar to the bright color of my ceiling. And there we are. So now it's reflected upwards. Choose the orange of the battery. I'm going to use the bright orange color. No, maybe more. No, it's still too dark. Not quite saturated enough. Well, then again, you know what? There we are. Okay, now I can go and I can choose something much darker. There's that. Shiny reflected bottom. So, hold on, I need the darker color again, the darker orange. So I'm offside targeting that while I'm over here. There's my reference. My reference is way over there, but I got to offside target that. There. Now I've gone and I've drawn a reflection of the battery. Okay, so this is some pretty messed up stuff. Same thing here. This digital timer. I'm going to do that with whatever time we got left. I might not be able to finish in time. Yeah, I don't think we have time for it. But same deal. Offside targeting. It's like that. So, anyways, think about what I've told you. You have to learn to see offside targeting.